A very important thing for a lot of Gilas fans is this. We have to move on from the heartbreak in Hanoi. Here's how. So the Gilas Pilipinas men's nationals basketball team, they're already gearing up for their next tournament or for a series of games that will happen in July, which I believe is for the FIBA Cup qualifiers. And news just broke out about the lineup or the pool that they're looking to field. Now, again, this is the best way to move on from a really heartbreaking situation that was I believe, the poorest showing that we've ever had in the Southeast Asian Games. There's a small part of me that wishes that Indonesia would join this particular set of games because I feel like we're going to field a better, way better team and a better coaching system more so than we did in the Southeast Asian Games. So I'm going to look at the list here. This is the list of players. Let me know if you like them or not, but I kind of like a couple of the names on here. You got Renzo Bando and SJ Belangel. I love that match. I love that duo. David Alfonso, Ange Kwame, Carl Tamayo, James Spencer, Cyrus Torres, Kevin Kiambao, Sherwin Concepcion, Kiefer Ravenna, 30 Ravenna, Dwight Ramos, Justin Baltazar, and Lemon. Okay, here's the thing. Right off the bat, from those names alone, you can already tell that the big problem is already being solved. Why? There are at least 4 shooters now for Kiefer and 30 to kick out to. Kiefer and 30 are not shooters. They're scorers. They're playmakers. That's a different style of game. They have the ball in their hands a lot. They're going to drive and kick. They're going to find people. And in the motion offense, they're more or less a very healthy distraction for the defense. Now, who are the shooters I'm talking about? I'm talking about Renzo Bando. That kid can shoot. Great athleticism. MVP season in the NCAA this year with the Lechon Knights. Absolutely love this guy. He is a great ball player. Then you got a guy like James Spencer, who was hitting big 3 balls and big shots for UP during their entire UAAP campaign. And add in a guy like Sherwin Concepcion from the University of Santo Tomas. Streak shooter. Could definitely put that ball in the hole. And has a great 3-point percentage to boot. Will be a vital cog for this Gilas men's national team. But of course, probably the biggest shooter in this entire series of players is Dwight Ramos, who has committed to joining the national team for this particular set of games. Now, again, their answers your question with regards to what we put in the SEA Games versus this one. You can already tell this is a way better lineup because now you're able to space the floor correctly. You have threats from deep that will force the defense to no longer cheat and play you zone. Now, where does Gilas sort of have a problem? It's down low. Ange Kwame is one person. He can't play the entire time. So I feel like they need to get a bigger player in there. Maybe they can get Junmar Fajardo, clog up that lane a little bit, or get another naturalized player to help them out down low. Maybe Andre Blatch, Marcus Dow. I don't know. Any one of those guys that can possibly help Ange Kwame down low. Then you got Carl Tamayo and Will Navarro, who are more or less your other big men. They're going to probably sub in and out between the 4 position, definitely not the 5. Again, that's going to be Ange Kwame. A couple of players that are still on the waiting list. You got Javi Gomez de Leaño, Justin Aranya from Converge, Gian Mamuyak, and Sean Ildefonso. So you got a bit more playmaking that's about to come in. But again, the size bothers me a little bit because now Justin Baltazar is not that wide or that big against international competition. He needs to put on a little bit more weight so that he'll be able to hold his own. And then again, the whole Ange Kwame situation where you got to sub him in and sub him out because he can't play the whole time. It's going to be a bit of a challenge. But again, that's one part to solving the Gilas problem. The next part, which is the most important part, is the coaching situation. News has also broken out that SBP has reached out to Tab Baldwin to have him come and coach the team again. However, this time, Tab has come forward and said, here are a few of my demands. We need to make a couple of changes, and they need to be consistent. They need to happen now if you want me to coach the national team. Why are people so intense in their clamoring for Tab Baldwin to coach the national team? It's very simple. The dribble drive offense of Todd Reyes, and he's been the national team coach for the longest time. And even any one of these coaches in the local league, it's not crab mentality. It's just a desire for us to have a better quality output on the basketball court because we've been playing that way for so long. Where has it gotten us? Not necessarily far. And when you bring in a guy like Tab Baldwin, who with the lineup that we saw in the past couple of games before the Southeast Asian Games, he was winning with them, competing with them in a system or in an offense designed to make sure that everybody moves, everybody touches the ball, and it's just the right way to play in international competition. You take a look at a team like Team USA. Why do you think they always wanted Mike Krzyzewski to coach their team? Mike Krzyzewski, never really fielded a kind of offense that made them all play one-on-one. The ball moved, the ball hopped around, shooters everywhere, everybody get in your spots, fire away. That's the same type of system Tab Baldwin implements. With Gilas, however, and I believe Ricardo Ratcliffe of South Korea said best, in South Korea's offense, it's very structured, it's very systematic. In the Gilas offense, it's definitely obvious where somebody get the ball and do something with it, which is terrible because, again, in international play, defenses in the half-court setting are very, very strong. There's a lot of zone. You're going up against really, really big and sizable competition, to say the least. So for you to stick in one spot and sort of serve as a dummy, while on the other end of the ball, where the ball is, you're playing one-on-one basically, or two-on-two. This is not the FIBA 3x3 or 2-on-2. It's a 5-on-5 competition and probably the biggest stage that we can possibly play in. This is why people want Tab Baldwin. This is why we want his system offense. We need to get this thinking out of our way where, it needs to be a local. Well, the locals just aren't cutting it. What they're doing or what they're implementing is not going to get us W's in the international stage. If it was, great, put them on, but it's not. If Chot Reyes was implementing a motion-style offense that he knows, that he believes in, why not? And if it works, so be it, right? But the proof is in the pudding with Tab Baldwin. Ateneo was undefeated for 3 straight seasons, and again, we fought really tooth and nail with teams like Serbia. Dominican Republic was a bit of a game that we can throw away. South Korea, we won with a bunch of, well, not even people who are established yet in the basketball scene. And that is a testament to the coaching system and the coaching style of Tab Baldwin and the success that we can possibly have with him. Again, keep in mind, if it can be done by a local, why not? If it's a system that he truly believes and trusts in and it can work, why not? But it's so weird for people to say that we want it to be done this way when it can be done this way. And what I mean is, we want it to be done again locally, and again, what are we gonna do? Be stuck with a dribble drive offense again? No, it didn't work. It didn't work in probably a tournament that we were supposed to win every time. It didn't work against Indonesia, and there's such a looming fear that moving forward we're gonna continue to be crushed by teams like China, Iran, I don't know, Syria maybe, Australia. You can definitely tell that we're gonna get crushed by those teams. It is not a statement against, and it's not me throwing shade on the local players because they're not great. They're absolutely terrific. It's just that they're caught in the wrong offense, which is what oftentimes happens in situations where you're asking what will make it successful and what will not. All right. So again, this Gilas Pilipinas team, I'm looking at the list right now. This looks to be a very favorable team where if they get the right system going for them, we could be very, very troublesome for a lot of teams in the upcoming FIBA Cup qualifiers. I like it. Again, but we need to get the right system going. I don't mind if it's Chot Reyes, but we need to switch up the system offensively and defensively, but preferably Tab Baldwin because he has a proven track record of implementing something that actually works. This has been Jaff for NBA Front Row Take. By the way, check out all our other videos. You're gonna love them. I promise you. We're gonna do a take on the ultimate Gilas Pilipinas team. You'll see that soon down below. I'll see you next time.